Coming from Axios, DOJ ends Biden-era policy against subpoenaing journalists. Attorney General Pam Bondi said Friday she is resuming the practice of attempting to seize reporters' phone records in order to smoke out leakers. Maybe don't do anything that people feel like they need to step into the role of whistleblower then. Just a thought. Why it matters. It is a complete reversal of the policy that former President Biden and former Attorney General Merrick Garland put in place, restricting subpoenas of reporters' news gathering materials. This conduct is illegal and wrong, and it must stop. Bondi, referring to recent administration leaks, wrote in an internal memo obtained by Axios. Maybe if y'all wouldn't have fired all the good investigators. I have concluded that it is necessary to rescind Merrick Garland's policies precluding the Department of Justice from seeking records and compelling testimony from members of the news media in order to identify and punish the source of improper leaks, she wrote. I need you to define improper leaks. Because you all are definitely not giving us transparency on things that you should be giving us transparency on. So without these anonymous sources, we would really be in the dark. And we wouldn't be able to make informed decisions and give our consent regarding the representation that we're owed for our taxation. The big picture. Bondi's announcement comes as her office prepares to investigate at least 3 suspected leakers referred Wednesday by National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard. Well, just ask Pete Hegseth. Weren't they his friends? A leaker within the IC sharing information on Iran with the Washington Post, Gabbard wrote last month on X. She has not specified what stories or journalists merited a leak investigation. Why is this administration so quick to put everything on social media? Y'all don't know how to write an email, an internal memo, none of that? You just put everything that you shouldn't into the public sphere? The intrigue. The Defense Department has reeled from a series of embarrassing leaks, including stories that portrayed Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth as paranoid, vain, and careless with sensitive information. He's portrayed himself like that because it seems to be true. CBS also reported that the former Fox pundit had a makeup studio installed at the Pentagon. Because, the former B-list reality star is going to have an administration chock full of TV personalities. So why not? 4 people have been fired or left the Pentagon as a result of the drama on Hegseth Watch. They have denied wrongdoing. But a couple of them were leaking information. I remember it was just a week ago. What they're saying. Bondi wrote that, under her new rules, the news media must answer subpoenas when authorized at the appropriate level within the Department of Justice. They are as clear as mud with anything that they put forth. She said that subpoenaed news outlets are to be given advance notice and that subpoenas will be narrowly drawn. I highly doubt that. Bondi also wrote that any warrants for reporters' materials must include protocols designed to limit the scope of intrusion into potentially protected materials or news gathering activities. I'm going to need her to define those. What to watch? Bondi said that when considering whether to issue a subpoena, she will try to determine whether there are reasonable grounds to believe that a crime has occurred and the information sought is essential to a successful prosecution. Given her handling of deportation trials, I don't trust her. Once again, Pam, I'm going to need you to define all of this. And I'm going to need you to define it in triplicate. She also said that a subpoena will only occur after prosecutors made all reasonable attempts to obtain information from alternative sources and pursued exhaustive negotiations with the reporter. I don't believe it. Define exhaustive. Define alternative sources. Threats to national security, she suggested, would create some exceptions to these policies. Like the plethora of content that Pete Hegseth is giving every journalist, budding and professional around the globe.